Hello, welcome to Highlights. My name is Jim Strawn, host of the program. Highlights from the heart of our community is brought to you through a collaboration between Jim Strawn and Company, HD Media, and the Media Center, with special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Banker's Life. There's no life like the Banker's Life. If you're a regular viewer of the Highlight Show, and we certainly hope that you are, you know how much we love to focus on those grassroots organizations, those businesses and people that are just doing remarkable, phenomenal, amazing work to make our beautiful state of West Virginia and our Canal Valley and our city of Charleston a much better place to live, learn, work, and to play. And on today's Highlights program, we're going to feature an organization that has been doing that for 35 years or more. This time of year, this is our first show of 2023. This time every year, we highlight the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association and their annual West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show, coming to a convention center near you, the Charleston Convention Center, on January 20th, 21st, and 22nd. It'll be time to assemble and be with the trophy hunters, wall-to-wall exhibitors, seminars, and much, much more at the 35th West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show. So we're going to catch up with a couple of members, the president with the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association, and after a short break, we're going to catch up with the general manager from Cabela's. Cabela's really stepped up this year to be a part and a big part supporting the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show. We're going to catch up with, I call him a pseudo committee member with the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show, David Miller. David's with Appalachian Range, and we're going to talk with him after the break. Lots of good insight coming your way, lots of really good information. If you're an outdoor enthusiast like most of West Virginians are, you're going to love, love, love this show. Sit back, relax, soak it all up. I turn to my right and I welcome into the program my smiling good friend, Sam Kindrick. Sam, how are you?
Fantastic. Good to be here, Jim.
You look like you're happy to be here.
I'm happy. It's my time of year.
I like it. Now, you're the president of the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association.
Sir. Yes, sir.
You brought your favorite member with you, right?
I did.
One of my favorite members, besides you, my good friend Glen Jarrell. Glen, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's good to see you guys. You guys are in uniform, right?
We tried.
The West Virginia Trophy Hunters, talk to me a little bit about how long that's been around, maybe the humble beginnings of that, but you guys do a lot of neat things with your association.
Yes, sir. Since 1987.
87.
Been started up by founding members, and we've tried to keep it going, keep that legacy alive, conservation, wildlife education in the state of West Virginia, and I'm hoping this year will be the biggest show we've ever had, so that's really what I'm looking forward to.
Glenn, you guys really are into education and conservation. You're actually a retired DNR officer or something like that, right?
Not really. I do volunteer work for the DNR.
You did volunteer work for the DNR.
I teach hunter safety classes for them and so forth. And by the way, the trophy hunters are all volunteers,
right.
Okay? We're a diversified group. We really like to get together and put on this hunting and fishing show every year for like you said, outdoor enthusiasts. Mm-hmm. They can come and get together and look at our outfitters and our vendors and so forth. We have vendors and outfitters from really around the world now. We have them from Alaska, Canada. Sam would just tell me we have 9 outfitters coming from South Africa.
Isn't that something? So folks, if you want to learn more about safaris or hunts, not just in West Virginia, not just on the East Coast, if you want to fish in the Great Lakes or maybe somewhere a little where there's a deeper sea, if you want to hunt in the Midwest, if you want to hunt in Canada, if you want to hunt in Africa, we may have some Alaskan outfitters as well. Glenn, this is the place to come to take a look and learn about where you might want to spend your summer, your fall, your winter, maybe even plan something a year and 2 years out, right?
Oh, absolutely. The best part about it, you can actually talk to these outfitters face to face, not only just get brochures from them, but ask them questions. How difficult is the hunt? Is it a rough fishing trip and so forth? Can I bring the family? Can I bring my wife? All these questions, you can actually talk to them, not only get the prices and the schedules, but more important things about the hunt or the fishing trip. Or if you're looking at outdoor equipment, you can actually see it, feel and touch type thing, find out about it. It's all there at the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show.
Sam, how many years now have you been the president of the association?
This is 7th year.
7th year, but you've been involved with this hunting and fishing show for quite a few years.
15, 16 years, I think.
How have you seen it evolve into what it is this year? And this year, we want to say there's a new look. We want to say there's a new feel. We say that because it's going to have a new look.
Because it's true, yes.
I mentioned earlier at the top, we have Cabela's has stepped up to help us support this, and we're going to have the Cabela's stage in the Grand Hall. So that's a little different from years past. What can folks expect this year at the 35th?
That's my number one thing to look forward to is
Okay.
our alliance with Cabela's. Our stage is exciting. We've been working on that for over a year now.
So basically what we're going to have is we're going to have the stage in the Grand Hall, and that stage is going to be full of activity pretty much the entire hunting and
From
fishing
the
show.
time we open the show Friday afternoon till we close, that stage will be the center of activity of the whole show.
And there's the Friday schedule. We're going to open up after the doors open at noon on Friday, January 20th, folks. But at 12:30, after we get some people into the Grand Hall there, the Boy Scouts, the Buckskin Council, are going to be really in charge of the opening ceremonies. They're going to present the colors, do the national anthem, and we're delighted to have the Boy Scouts involved this year. Chris Lawrence, Mr. West Virginia Outdoors from Metro News and West Virginia Radio Corporation, he's going to tape his show from there. Cabela's is going to be doing some things on stage. You can see the rest of the schedule. The Marshall fishing team, we're going to have a gentleman, a professional fisherman, talk about fishing ethics at the tournaments. We're going to have some Let's Talk Land. We're going to have a really neat wild game cooking demo. I know I'm going to talk with you about that in a minute, Sam. You can see it at 6 o'clock. I know it sounds funny, but you can't imagine. It's one of my favorites. I get to host the Cabela's Fashion Show. Our good friend Jessica Snoggers, who I call her the director of apparel with Cabela's, we're organizing a Cabela's Fashion Show with all things Cabela's. We have going to have models that are men. We're going to have models that are women. We're going to have teenagers and children. Mrs. USA is going to talk about some outdoors things. Chelsea Rose and Randy Kelly from the DNR is going to talk about the elk program that we have down in the southern part of the state. Take a look at that again, Sam. That's a pretty big deal for you. And then on Saturday we'll come back and talk about more of that in just a moment. But I want to get your reaction to Friday on the Cabela stage. How do you think that's going to be received?
Really looking forward to the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, nice.
I love them starting the show, but cannot wait. I've been on the phone with Hunt Chef from up in Pennsylvania, and they were so excited to be down here in our territory, and they're going to cook some venison backstrap for us with their seasonings and their chefs. Nice. And looking forward to that. They're going to be there Sunday or
Saturday at
Friday
5.
Friday and Sunday.
Friday and Saturday, 5 o'clock is the Hunt seasonings.
That's my favorite. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to a bite of that backstrap, Jim.
I have a good feeling that the Grand Hall is going to be smelling good that
I hope
that
so.
evening. Yeah, this is something, Glenn, you've been a part of this show and this organization pretty long time?
Yes, over 20 years.
Over 20 years. We haven't done anything like this before. You think this is going to be well received?
That's right, that's right. And I've talked to several outfitters that come every year, and I was telling them about the changes, and they're really looking forward to it. So we're really excited about the new changes, and I'm also excited about just seeing the old outfitters that come every year.
It is like a reunion for you as every year. And I mean, we have 100, 150 different vendors come from all over the world, as you mentioned, mostly America, but they come from the Midwest and South and West Virginia and Canada, and like I said earlier, really just about anywhere. But it's really neat for you guys. You see them every year, and you get to hug them and say, "Welcome back to West Virginia." How do you hear and what do you feel? What is the sense you get, Glenn, of these outfitters and these vendors that come to our show? This is a circuit that they're on, but what's so special about the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show?
What's so special about it is what they say is, "Hey, you guys welcome us. You make us feel at home. You help us any way you can. You're great to work with. The prices are right." And he said, even the clients that they book, they're true West Virginians. They're true sportsmen. They like what they do. And he said it's not only a business with them, it's a lot of fun. And I really have become good friends with a lot of these outfitters and vendors, and I look forward to see them every year. And they have repeat clients that come back every year. And like you say, it's old home week for some of them. They really look forward. They come in looking for their particular person. Hey, where are they this year? They're in the same booth and so forth. And so it's a lot of fun. It really is.
We're talking with Sam Kindrick. Sam is the president of the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association. Glen, Jarrell, over 20 years with the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association. We're talking about the 35th West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show. If you don't have your booth yet, good luck trying to get one. But you can give us a call if you'd like. 304, call the show coordinator, 304-767-4466. There may be some availability left. may not by the time you call. This thing gets pretty full. You can also call 304-550-2207 if you have questions about the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show, 550-2207. Sam, let's go into Saturday on the Cabela stage. We had it up a little bit earlier, but let's put that back up again and take a look at what's going on Saturday. Of course, mentioned Chris Lawrence earlier. Chris does his 3-hour show that morning. We're going to start that at 9 o'clock. That'll go till about noon. We're going to talk with David Miller a little bit more about some of these, but we have Josh Hedrick doing a seminar on bear hunting. We got the Trappers Association going to be there from West Virginia. Shannon's been with us before. Shannon Sizemore, his predator calling seminar. We're going to have a mountain whitetail hunting seminar. We'll talk more with David about that. And then at 4 o'clock, we're going to start getting ready for the wildlife auction. And then at 5 o'clock is the live auction that in years past used to be in the little theater of the Charleston Convention Center / Civic Center. It's now the Charleston Convention Center and Coliseum. What can you tell us about this auction that happens at 5 o'clock?
Well, we took a chance this year when we put the Cabela stage in, and we removed some booths, and we gave some seating area right in front of the stage to bring everything to the center. The thing that we've got going for us now, if you're interested in going to Africa, we got 9 exhibitors.
Yeah.
They're going to offer hunts, and you can come get the best deal you'll ever find.
So I think what you do is your members go around and ask the vendors if they'd like to donate something to the auction.
We have members
we
that
don't really
solicit.
have the list until really that day.
Till that
And
morning,
then we start to post that, and then we do the auction. And it's vendors donating stuff back to the Trophy Hunters Association for this charity auction. And it is a charity auction because you guys are a 501c3.
Correct.
You guys are a not-for-profit. As Glenn mentioned, you're volunteer-based. No one's getting paid for this. But you guys take the money, and then I'm going to ask Glenn, because Glenn seems to be in the know with what we do. When I say we, the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association, when we make the money from the auction, we like to put our money where our mouth is, and we help a lot of organizations when it comes to education, conservation, Boy Scouts, archery in the schools. I'm just giving you a couple that I know about. But where does that money go, Glenn?
Really, we're glad after we pay all of our expenses to look around and say, hey, the Department of Natural Resources may need money for the Archery in the Schools program. They always need money to buy public hunting property, for example, or to have food plots and so forth. And most important is education and training. We really support the education and training programs that the DNR have. We have other groups that we support. There's a group up in the Eastern Panhandle that brings wounded warriors down for a deer hunt. It's very expensive, but we're glad to finance it for them. There's local groups here like the group down in Putnam County. They have a group every year. They'll probably have 250 kids on a Saturday come in. They teach them hunter safety and so forth. So all those type things, we're glad to support. That's where the money goes after the show.
Very good. Again, we're talking with Sam and Glenn, both with the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association. We're featuring the 35th West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show. Set your calendars. Be there. January 20th, we open at noon. January 20th, 21st, and 22nd, all weekend at the Charleston Convention Center. You can see on the stage, or you can see on the screen that the Cabela stage will be prominently featured. In the lower right-hand corner of that flyer, and I know it's difficult to reach, Sam, but we're going to talk about the show hours and how much it costs for folks to come in to the event. Change me if I'm wrong. Friday we open at noon. We go to 9 p.m. that night.
Yes, sir.
Saturday we open up at 9 a.m. and we're going to go till 9 p.m. that evening.
Yes, sir.
And then on Sunday, the last day, we open about 10 o'clock in the morning.
That is a
and we
change.
Close it. That is a change.
10 o'clock is a change.
And then we're going to close at 5 o'clock on
yes,
Sunday.
Yes, sir. Show closed.
For adults, it's still just $9 to come in.
Correct.
Children, 6 to 12, only $1.
Yes, sir.
Wow, isn't that a nice family feature? And under 6, you come in for free, right?
Yes, sir.
So speaking of the children and the youth, we're going to have something else that's new this year,
Yes,
not just
we
the
are.
Cabela stage, but we're going to have a youth challenge. Talk to the
Outdoor
people.
challenge.
Yeah, the youth challenge. I think we're going to have 3 different age divisions. What are the kids going to do?
Well, we've put together a few things that they can do, such as Almost Heaven Archers. They're going to let them get a score for shooting archery.
Okay.
Our DNR Shoot No Shoot trailer, they're going to give the kids a score and put on their scorecard. Beyond the Backyard is a helper with us this year on
Nice,
that.
yeah, we love them.
And yeah, we're just trying to get the kids involved. And then Sunday we're going to have a big show that I think you're going to headline, Jim, and pass out some trophies.
I am going to MC that awards ceremony
Yes,
for
sir.
those 3 age divisions. Everybody's going to get something, but we are going to have a little special something. For
Just
the
something more to
folks
get the
who have
kids involved.
Yeah. Speaking of the kids involved, Pam always likes to do this. We started this 3 or 4 years ago. It's really well received. The coloring contest that we have, we
Yes.
usually pick something from the wildlife that the kids stop by the coloring booth, which is sponsored by the Trophy Hunters Association. And basically at the end, we just select a random drawing and we give some
Right,
Cabela
right.
gift cards out for that, don't we? What
Yes,
are we
sir.
coloring this year? I forget.
Well, do you want to know what the animal is this
Yeah,
year?
I do. I saw it, but I
It
forget.
is an otter.
Otter, that's
Yes,
right.
it was
Sometimes it's a
picked
big
this
old
year, yeah,
elk
that
and a
we're
deer.
painting an
Sometimes
otter.
it's a bear. Sometimes it's an eagle. I
Hey,
remember.
Pam does all the work, so she got picked the animal.
So we're
this year.
coloring otters.
Otters,
This year.
yes.
Very, very good. I look forward to that. Glenn, what am I leaving out with you? The Whitetail Hall of Fame.
Oh, you're leaving out a whole lot.
I
There's
knew
a
it. I
whole
knew.
lot going
What
on
about
there.
the Whitetail Hall of Fame?
Yeah, the Whitetail Hall of Fame, great exhibit. Some of the greatest whitetail bucks that's been killed in the state will be
And
there.
you can actually bring your
You can
trophy.
actually bring
and
yours.
We'll score it there, right?
Yeah, the Department of Natural Resources will be scoring all 3 days, so you can get it scored, then bring it in and display it. And for everyone that's displayed, they're qualified for a $250 drawing at the end of it.
Nice.
So you'll have yours in there, and there'll be some beautiful mounts there. They really were. Their Whitetail Hall of Fame is worth coming to see just by itself.
That was really one of the most original. That's been part of the original show. Been
Yes.
part of the show for
From day one.
forever and ever.
Yeah.
I want to give some times that you can bring your trophy, and they're going to be scoring them on Friday from 3 to 8, on Saturday 10 o'clock until 4, and then on Sunday from 10 o'clock until 4 again. So again, Friday 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 8 o'clock that night, Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 4. Just bring your trophy. As Glenn said, DNR will be there scoring that for you, and then you can mount that right there, and everybody that gets to mount them qualifies for a $250. What's the $250 gift card?
Cabela's gift card, yes.
Cabela's gift card. Actually, we'll have 2 of them for $250 each.
Isn't
okay?
that nice?
So
Now, when you said I left a lot out,
There-
what else do you want to talk about, Glenn?
There's so much more going on. The Department of Natural Resources will be there. Their
Yep.
law enforcement division will be there to answer questions for you about the upcoming laws and changes and so forth. Their wildlife division will be there talking about projects that they got going on, whether it's a rattlesnake study, which is going on right now, or something like that. So there's a whole lot more going on. There's something for everyone there too. You guys talked earlier about the children. Well, there's things there for the ladies too. They'll great place for them to shop. There'll be a lot of pink and so forth, and like I say, Cabela's will have the latest
Yeah,
outfits.
I look forward to
okay?
see some of the pink fashions that Cabela's
Oh, absolutely. So we're really looking forward to it, and really excited about having Cabela's come in this year with us.
We've mentioned Cabela's quite a bit, and rightfully so. They're really stepping up this year. I look forward to talking with their general manager here in just a moment. We also wanted to thank, and Glenn has, but I wanted to publicly thank DNR for stepping up. The state of West Virginia always helps support this event. Back with us again, CORE, the Center for Organ Recovery Education. They're going to have a booth there, and there was a law a couple years ago that you could donate your organs and have that indicated on your hunting license. So CORE will be there again. Little General is back with us. Little General is supporting our Saturday evening Outfitters reception. We appreciate Little General. Tudor's Geno's is back again this year. Gonzo Burgers helping us out a little bit. And Dutch Miller is back again with another sponsorship. So I wanted to certainly thank all of them. I want to put the Sunday schedule up for the Cabela stage, Sam. We'll take a look at that. But we'll get that going with some Cabela's things earlier in the morning, like 10 to noon. Cabela's is going to be talking about some different things that they have to offer. There's your hunt seasonings, the wild game cooking demo you mentioned. We're going to do that twice.
Right.
That'll happen about lunchtime, appropriately, noon on Sunday. We mentioned Bobby Warner. He's going to be a part of this, and we got the rifle team there, and then the kids awards for the Beyond the Backyard Youth Challenge, and we're going to do that award ceremony about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We may do the Youth Challenge presentation then, and we may announce the coloring winners
we
at
always
that
do
same
that,
time
yeah.
and hand out all those awards. So it sounds like the Cabela stage is going to be full of activity. Sounds like, as always, Glenn mentioned, wall-to-wall exhibitors, about 150 of them. Only $9 to get in for the adults, $1 for the children, free under 6. The Youth Challenge, the auction, all the great seminars and education that you can get. It's really always one of the most attended events that the Charleston Convention Center has. I look for it to be just wall-to-wall people again this year. That's what makes the energy so good, doesn't it, Sam? You love that, don't you?
I hope so, yes. I'm looking forward to it.
The more people we have,
I think with Cabela's involvement and our Cabela stage, we should be packed
I
3
think it'll
days.
be packed.
I hope so.
And when it's packed, and you can still move through there, and like Glen said, you can talk to the vendors, but it's a fundraiser for this non-for-profit Trophy Hunters Association, and then they dole and gift the money back out to people doing great work. Glen, do you have a parting shot for the audience, something I haven't asked you yet that you just the audience has to know about this show?
Really, I'm really excited this year. We've got several new vendors coming.
Okay.
So that's another thing. Not only have we got the big change with Cabela's coming in, but we have several new vendors. We have one that we haven't had before, and it's an outfitter that's offshore fishing.
Nice.
Which is really
out
neat.
of the Carolina area.
Out of the Carolina area, yes. So you asked me about being excited. I'm really excited this year about the whole show.
It is good to see all the old favorites come back, but
Right.
we always welcome in some newbies, don't we?
Absolutely.
Sam, I don't even have to ask you, but you're ready?
Yes, sir.
You're ready.
I've had it.
We'll see you on January 20th, and the 21st and 22nd.
You sure will.
And we'll see you at the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show as well, the 35th, brought to you by the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association with special support from Cabela's. We're going to take a short break. We're going to thank our sponsors. We're going to take a look at the commercial for the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show. And then after that, I'll be joined by Neil Dupugh, the general manager of Cabela's, and David Miller with Appalachian Range, and he was a committee member for the Hunting and Fishing Show this year. I'll be right back. And we'd like to take this opportunity to thank our supporters of the television program. Highlights from the Heart of Our Community is brought to you through a collaboration between Jim Strawn and Company, the Media Center, and HD Media. And our newest sponsor, special thanks to Bankers Life. There's no life like the Bankers Life. For over 140 years, Bankers Life has provided financial security to their clients and policyholders. During that same time, Bankers Life has helped change the lives of many of their associates personally, professionally, and financially. Questions? Do you have questions regarding Medicare and Social Security? Give them a call, 304-757-4134. Or if you're interested in a free review with a licensed agent or looking for a new career in the financial industry, contact Dennis Harmison. Dennis.Harmison, Harmison, at bankerslife.com. There's no life like the Banker's Life.
Mark your calendar for the 2023 West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show. Back with a new look for this year with the Cabela stage at the center of the Grand Hall, featuring outdoor seminars all weekend long, talks on hunting, fishing, trail cam use, women in the outdoors, a kids scavenger hunt, and the Cabela's Outdoor Fashion Show. Plus, as always, wall-to-wall outdoor vendors and outfitters. It's January 20th through the 22nd at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. Noon to 9 Friday, 9 to 9 Saturday, and 9 to 5 on Sunday. Admission $9 for adults, $6 to $12 a dollar, under 6 get in free. We'll see you there.
And we will see you there. We hope to see you there. The 2023 35th West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show, brought to you by the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association. What a great conversation we had with Sam and Glen. And now I welcome into the program Neil Dupugh. Neil, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
General Manager with Cabela's.
Yes, sir.
How many years you been in that role?
So I've been with the company well over 14 years, and been the general manager at the Charleston, West Virginia Cabela's for 6 years now.
6 years now.
Yeah.
And my good friend David Miller. David, welcome to the program.
Good to be with you, Jim.
You're with Appalachian Range.
Absolutely.
And you're kind of on the committee with this West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show this year.
Yeah, helping pull some things together.
Yeah, you have, and we'll talk more about your role there. But you guys just saw the spot there, the commercial. What'd you think, Neil?
Man, that's nice.
Does it get you, David, to get you excited?
It gets you excited.
Oh, super
sure.
exciting.
Well, I think we all know the voice. If you don't know that voice, that is Chris Lawrence. I call him Mr. West Virginia Outdoors because he's Mr. West Virginia Outdoors. He's earned that title, I do believe. Neil, as a general manager with Cabela's, you've been a part of the Hunting and Fishing Show in the past, but you folks, we thank you publicly. We really applaud you guys. You've stepped up. You help and support this. Why is this so meaningful? Why does Cabela's want to do what you're doing this year for the hunting and fishing show?
You know, I was actually just talking to David over there a minute ago, and it's just, you know, it all just fits so well. You know, conservation, youth education, advocacy, what Sam was talking about over there. I mean, that is what we're all about. That's what we want to be, and we want to be involved in the community. We love to get involved with women and children and get them into the outdoors. It's just exciting. It's an exciting time. So we're very, very glad to be a big part of it this year.
David, you know, Glen mentioned it, Neil just mentioned it, you've talked about it in the past. This is not just for the avid male hunter. Females, teenagers, children. We're doing a lot to bring all those audiences into this hunting and fishing show this year. You had a lot to do with that. Why is the entire demographic so important to you that they come and have a great experience at this show?
You know, Sam reached out to me earlier in the year, and we were talking about, you know, what can we do to make the show better? And I told him, I was like, man, I really think that having an atmosphere that interacted with people more would be a win for the show and the community. To have an atmosphere where people were doing seminars, you know, bringing information, good information about hunting, fishing, the outdoors, camping, everything. And then also having things for the youth, because that is the lifeblood of our outdoor heritage. To be able to have things for the youth and involve them, have involvement, things where people can come out and they can actually engage. And this stage is set up for that. That's the whole point of the stage, is to have interaction.
We mentioned Beyond the Backyard in the first segment, and they're
Oh, yeah.
really kind of sponsoring along with Cabela's the Youth Challenge, and Sam mentioned it, you know, with the archery and the shooting and maybe
Yeah.
some casting and different things. But Bobby Warner, we got to give him a shout out. And Beyond his backyard, it's really called Beyond the Backyard, which is his foundation from his law firm. But you've worked closely with them. They're going to be a big part of the show, aren't they?
They are. It's going to be fantastic. So all the youth that enter the show will first go to the Beyond the Backyard booth, and they will get scorecards, and they'll put their age, and then they'll go to each of these booths designated for each of the challenges, which will be archery, pellet rifle, BB gun, crossbow, and then casting. So there will be 4 areas. It'll be great.
So
Yeah.
cool. Talk a little bit about, just briefly, Appalachian Range and what you kind of do, just who you are and what you do. You're a Boone County guy, right?
Boone County, yeah. Local boy.
And you like the outdoors, don't you?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I spend a few days a year in the outdoors.
Man, I think you live in the outdoors.
I do. I try.
Yeah, well, you would if you could, wouldn't
I
you?
would if I could.
Yeah, Appalachian Range. What are you guys all about?
Appalachian Range Outdoors. It's, you know, a lot of groups outdoor oriented are about just a handful of guys, and it's awesome. And they all get together and they'll go out and share their journey through film and media. But Appalachian Range Outdoors is a little different. It's more about the community of the outdoors. What it was a few years back, I saw a huge division within the outdoor industry. There was a lot of little groups, and they would kind of have divisional, you know, aspects between them. But what Appalachian Range, the purpose of it is to bring the community aspect, sort of the hunting camp and the fishing camp, and then bringing kids back in and youth back into it, so that we are a true community rather than a bunch of segregated groups. Yeah.
Neil, as the general manager with Cabela's, and we talked about your involvement and why this is so meaningful to you guys, and how it just dovetails so nicely with the mission of the Trophy Hunters Association, with their conservation and their preservation and their youth and the military and the scouting. And it just, if you read your mission statement and theirs, it's like one person wrote the same one.
Absolutely.
But you guys are going to be there. You're going to have 3 or 4 booths. What can people expect when they come to the Cabela's booth? You're going to have, you know, we already mentioned that we're going to have our fashion show. We're going to have the Cabela's fashion show, and I mentioned Jessica. What's her official title? I call her the queen of the apparel. I don't know what to call her.
She's our group sales manager over our soft lines products. So it covers apparel, footwear, gifts, a little bit of everything.
But people can come to the Cabela's booth, and you're going to be signing them up. Tell me about that program that you guys have.
Yeah, sure. So you'll have the opportunity to come sign up, fill out an application for our Cabela's Club Card. That is our credit card, but you can fill out an application. We always have free items. We're going to give you a free hat, but the benefits are that if you do sign up and you get approved, you get $20 in points on that card ready to go that you can use into our store. You can come up to the store. We have the embossers in-house. We print your card out that day. So you have the opportunity to get your card, come shop with us. We'd love for you to come out. So we print your card, hand it out to you. You can use that for in-store purchases, earn a percentage back, and outside purchases, earn percentage back. And it always all gives you points to use in the store for later purchases. So.
You've had that program in the past at this West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show, and it's been very well received. And like I said, David mentioned last year, Sam and David and I, and we kind of all got together shortly after the Hunting and Fishing Show last year and said, how can we give it a shot in arm? What can we do to make it look different? What can we do to make it feel different? And you know, David had these ideas, and then we came to you and we met at your store. So we've been talking for this almost about a year now. Yeah. It's here. Are you ready? Are you excited? And again, I'm going to kind of ask, this is something that Cabela's wants to do, and you're excited to do it? And are you just ready to help all these kids, all these women, all these teenagers, all these hunters? You're just ready to help, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we've been there for all along. I mean, we want to be involved in not only just a retail store out there on the block. You know, we are outdoors. We are outdoors men and women and children, and you know, we want to be heavily involved. We're going to showcase some of our products there. You know, maybe not a lot of people know that we make our Ascend kayaks and all the benefits and features that they offer. Our own Cabela's trail cameras. You know, we haven't got into the cellular camera area yet, but we have some really nice trail cameras that have a lot of great benefits and features. We have a ton of Cabela's and Bass Pro products. Our clothing line that we're going to be demonstrating, our Instinct line, you know, just offers a lot of the same benefits and features as like your Sitka, your Scent Lock, the big names. So we want to get out there and talk to people about that and let them know, you know, what we have to offer is really good. You know, people know it's good quality.
You mentioned the Instinct line. I think we have an image with the Instinct line. We'll see if Ethan can find that and put that up there. But so we got all that going on. You guys are going to be there. Glen, Sam talked about, you know, wall-to-wall exhibitors, the opportunity. There is your Instinct line, Cabela's. And you guys are part of the Bass Pro Shop too as well, right? That's kind of one in the family, right? Just want to make sure people know that that's one and the same. And what, just for people so they know, where is you mentioned a retail store. Where is the Cabela's retail store here in the Charleston area?
It's at the Southridge Shopping Center, so it's just up on the hill. You could type in just Cabela's when you're in the local area. It should take you right there. So it's not far away, probably 15-minute drive at best.
And you walk in, and it's about the size of 2 or 3 zip codes put together. I mean, it could be a small country in there. And you go from department to department, and you were just mentioning some of your lines, and I'm thinking, wow, you have about it, literally everything an outdoor enthusiast you have more stuff than they even know they need.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
David, you've been in there a few times, a bunch. You live in there.
Every time me and my little girl decide to come out to Southridge, that is actually, I ask her, hey, what do you want to do? It's always either Chuck E. Cheese or Jump Zone, but
which is also close.
Right after that is always, hey, and we got to stop by Cabela's and see the fish and go through the store, and that's always a part of our day.
And Jim, my staff, amazing. I mean, I have the best outfitters. It's what we are. We're outfitters, and when we bring people on board to work for us, we make sure, you know, to talk to them about, you know, the tradition and how the company started. And it's amazing to hear our founders weigh into the building the company that he did. And of course, Jim, Dick, and Mary Cabela and how they started. So very similar story. You know, just started out very small, and just their passion behind the outdoor gear really grew the company. But our outfitters are, you know, they eat, sleep, and dream it. They are involved. They know what their product is. Their product knowledge is really well. So, you know, we'd love to have you come out and spend some time. We're going to have some outfitters there too.
Very good. I know we did the press conference to announce your partnership with the Hunting and Fishing Show the Thursday before the buck season started here
Yeah,
in West Virginia. So that was Thursday before Thanksgiving or so. But then I was talking to you. You guys said you did really great on the Friday after Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
Black Friday.
yeah.
And you were talking about how many people came out, and it is like David mentioned. You come in, it's an experience, and then your team is very good at helping the customer.
Yep. We're, like I said, we're outfitters. We're there to just outfit your needs, and that's what we're there to do. So just come in and we'll talk with you.
David, as always, I like to kind of wrap up and ask you, is there a parting shot that you want the audience to understand or know about this hunting and fishing show this year that I haven't asked you already, or maybe just give us a parting shot?
I think that the outdoors is it's a venue for like to bring community together, to bring families together, and a venue for even on a deeper level of healing for people. In the past few years, there's been a lot of pain, I feel like, in our communities because of the things we've went through, right? Man, the outdoors is the place to go to find that healing.
You can tell it's therapeutic for you, and you want to bring that therapy to others.
That. Yeah, and that's the hunting and fishing show is sort of like the beginning of the year. It's a perfect place to come and find ways for families to plug into the outdoors. It's a perfect place to do that. Yeah.
Neil Dupugh, the general manager with Cabela's. Again, we, as part of the Trophy Hunters Association, thank you for your support. Do you have a parting shot? And we look forward to seeing you at the show. What do you have for us?
Just want to thank everybody and thank the whole community and just, it's going to be exciting to see everybody there. It's awesome to hear that the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show is going to be set up different, and I think it just gives it a new look, a new feel. But just super excited to get to talk and meet with everybody there. So
I love it.
Yeah.
We'll see you on January 20th and
Yes,
the
sir.
21st and the 22nd. David, we'll see you. Appreciate your work this year on the show, my friend. You too, Neil.
Thank you, Jim.
There's Neil and there's David. We talked to Glen. We talked to Sam earlier. We've been talking all things West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association and the 35th West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show coming to the Charleston Convention Center. Right there it is on your screen, 20th through the 22nd, the West Virginia Hunting and Fishing Show, sponsored by and supported by and brought to you by the West Virginia Trophy Hunters Association with support from Cabela's. January 20th through the 22nd. Go to their Facebook page. You can learn all about what's going on the Facebook page. I gave you the numbers a little bit earlier. If you need a booth, give us a call, 304-767-4460. You can also call the number just to learn more about the Hunting and Fishing Show, 304-550-2207. Whew. That was a lot. That's all the time we have for on this edition of Highlights, as always brought to you through a collaboration between Jim Strawn and Company, HD Media, and the Media Center, with special thanks to Bankers Life, our presenting sponsor. There's no life like the Bankers Life. We hope to see you on January 20th through the 22nd at the Charleston Convention Center and Coliseum, and we'll see you next time right here on Highlights. Make it a great year. Take care now.